Today I'm going to demonstrate how to get down on the floor and back up as an exercise. So this is not a fall prevention or if you've fallen and you need to learn how to get back up. This is not that kind of video. I am not an expert in the fall prevention field, except that I can teach you exercises that will build your body strength and confidence in doing certain things or building strength throughout your body that will help you preventing a fall or minimizing the impact of a fall. So this is more of a physical fitness activity rather than how to get yourself up off of the floor if you have fallen. There are videos out there that you can search for that kind of activity, or look at your local community centers, senior centers, to see if they have any resources to help you learn those skills. Perhaps I will become better versed in that side of falling and getting back up, but where I feel strongest as a trainer is turning it into an exercise. So proceed with caution. Do this at your own risk. Leanne Budden, that is me, and my business Budden Whole Person Wellness LLC is offering an opportunity to learn one exercise that can help you get down and back up off of the floor. But we ask that you take precaution, know your limitations and your abilities. Make sure that you are working in a safe environment where there is nothing that can fall on you if you fall or grab onto something. Have a sturdy surface like a chair, footstool, a wall, or even if you have a corner of a wall is a nice place to practice things that are going to challenge your stability and balance, because if you get the wobbles, you can grab onto the wall and prevent yourself from toppling over. I also advise you, if this is something new that you're trying to do, you want to do this, but you are uncertain of your abilities, or you haven't gotten down and back up in a long time, recruit a friend, a family member, or a trainer to be there with you, even if it's just a pair of eyes, to make sure that everything's okay, or somebody to help you up if you can't get back up off of the ground. I'm going to be demonstrating these exercises from a bench. This bench sits a few inches lower than your standard chair that you have like at your dining room table chair. A sturdy chair like that, or a nice big footstool. Those are all good places. You want something that you can grab onto and help yourself up and down with while you're starting this adventure into getting down on the floor and back up. You can modify your exercises as well. So if you have a chair, sturdy chair from like your dining room table, and a footstool, you can put the two next to each other. So maybe you're not ready to get onto the floor. So practice transferring yourself from the chair to the lower footstool. So you want to go from a little higher elevation to a lower elevation. Or perhaps you want to stagger that from this chair to the footstool to the floor to the footstool to the chair. And I'm not talking a little wooden footstool. I'm talking about those big square footrests. Avoid doing any of these exercises from a rocking chair, a recliner that swivels or rocks, because that's only going to challenge your stability, especially if this is new to you. You want something that's going to set you up from this get-go with some sturdy, solid foundation. So proceed at your own risk. Know your limits and see how well you can challenge yourself. This is an exercise. I have my timer here, a little egg timer. I'm going to set this for about 5 minutes. What we'll do is I'm going to turn on some music, and we're going to do this until the music runs out or the timer goes off first. It'll be about 5 minutes. Well, not the music, but this particular song. As it transitions into the next song, I'll fade out, and we'll stop doing our exercise. this can bring your heart rate up. I mean, just a little bit of practicing for this video, and I was already starting to bring my heart rate up and huffing and puffing. So know your limits there as well. Understand ratings of perceived exertion. What are they to you? What is a comfortable increased heart rate for you? Be aware of those kinds of things before you take on any kind of exercise program, and including this little exercise program that we're doing here. And drink water. Have water handy for afterwards. Walk it off after you're done around your house. Just a few, just to cool down, stretch out. If you have, bad knees or arthritis in the hands, fingers, wrists, and arms, exercises like this can encourage reduction in that pain and discomfort and inflammation. Of course, diet and what else you do in your personal life have a lot to do with that. But in regards to exercise, the more you move those joints and you put load-bearing weight onto them, so we're using body weight, the weight of our body, to push ourselves up and down, you are building strength in those muscles that support those joints that have the arthritis. So exercise is known to help reduce arthritic pain. But starting out is going to be uncomfortable, so know your limits there as well. You might want to use a pillow or a blanket folded up on the floor to kneel onto at first, as if your knees are sensitive to that weight on the floor, or understanding what level of exertion or pressure you can put on your hands. So just knowing those things and modify where you need to. This is an exercise that's to build confidence, to build overall body strength, and to help you be able to, if you end up on the floor or ground, to be able to get yourself up as long as you're not hurt. If that was the case, we would be asking for help, right? And you can see my previous videos about I've fallen, now what should I do? So proceed with caution. Do these exercises at your own risk. Talk to your doctor or physical therapist, specialist, if you have replaced knee, hips, shoulders, to make sure this is an exercise that they feel you're ready to do. Get all the check marks done before you do something like this. So make sure you're good, your doctors are good with it, and your body's ready for this challenge. So I'm going to start my timer. I'm going to turn on some music, and then I'm just going to show you some things you can do when you get up and down from the floor, different progressions. So you may not be ready to go straight down onto the floor and back up. Maybe you're ready to go from a chair to your footstool and back. So play around with that, those exercises, and progress as you get stronger and more confident in doing these things. So this is just one idea, one thing you can do to try to get down and up from the floor as an exercise. Turn on the music. My feet are firmly planted on the floor. I'm going to be using my triceps to push myself out and down onto the floor. Time's up. That was 5 minutes. How'd you feel? Once you're down here, you can play around with some hip stuff. Don't just get down on the floor and get back up. Once you get down here, do some of those things you've been wanting to practice. Always do exercises that you're confident in doing. Build that confidence. Know your limitations. Know your abilities. And don't be afraid to try something new. If this is new, recruit somebody to be with you. Maybe they'll do that with you right alongside you, or at least that peace of mind knowing you have somebody there to help you back up if you're not able to get back up off of the floor. So mind you, I did not modify except for using this bench. You can use varying levels of surface. So your standard chair that you have at the dining room table is nice and sturdy, and they tend to sit fairly high. This would be a few inches lower than that, maybe like your ottoman or your footstool height, and then down onto the floor. You might just get from the footstool to the floor and back up and down and work within your means. I can't stress it enough to know your risks with this before you start, because you don't want to get on the floor and get stuck down there. But if you can get down and back up, become consistent in doing this daily if you can, or set a goal to do it, once a week, and then build onto that. Twice a week, once a day. That was about 5 minutes, but 1 minute, set a timer, play some music, and it might be you're just getting yourself from the chair to the footstool, back and forth, using that upper body. Upper body strength is so important, but low body strength is also. So whole body workout there, get right down to my toes and my fingers and my hands. Progress. So if you are ready for a challenge, you feel pretty good about getting down and back up, you spend time on the floor, you can get down, and as you come back up, do 2 jumping jacks. Get back down on the floor, do some 90-90 internal leg or abductor lifts, stand up and do 2 straight up jacks, right? So rather than arms out, arms pressed up. There's things you can do to turn this 5 minutes into where you'll be huffing, puffing, sweating, and you'll forget that time has gone by that quickly. I hope this is helpful. Give it a try. Give something a try. If this isn't the right exercise for you, research. Maybe you follow, I like certain YouTube channels and fitness instructors. I like their techniques, and so I follow quite a few, and perhaps you do too, or now's a good time to get out there and see who might be a good fit for you and bring in some of this stuff to to the table that fits your needs and abilities. So never stop moving. Try to get up and down and up from the floor daily. And until next time,